You're watching Flat Out Drive. I am Vijay, and this is 2024 Kia Forte. The final one. The Kia Forte, a very well-known car for its affordability and features that rivals even with the best of the segment. The Forte has always been a budget-friendly car, and it still holds true. Starting around 23,000 Canadian, it is one of the cheapest of the lot. But there's a sad news. Kia has finally put an end to the production forever. After serving the North American continent for 15 long years, it is being replaced with the all-new Kia K4, which to be honest kinda looks like if a Polestar had a baby with the Kia K5. So, with the new kid around the corner, do the Forte still worth the heavily inflated 2024 money? Let's find out, shall we? For more exciting content on cars and reviews, subscribe and hit the bell icon. I mean, it is sad to see the Forte go. People are going to miss it. But nevertheless, you can still get a Forte this year. So let's see how it fares. This is a base model. So every time we review cars or every time you tend to buy cars, you ignore the base model. I thought, why not give the base model of this Forte a try and see how it actually is to live with. In the Kia Forte lineup, you get two powertrain options. The first one is the 2-liter 4-cylinder naturally aspirated engine that is very low on power. It only puts out 147 horsepower. And the other one is with a 1.6-liter turbocharged engine, which is way up in power, close to 200 horsepower. But for that engine option, you can only get in GT trim or GT limited trim, which are pushing upwards of 30 grand, which is a lot for a compact car, but it's what you have to pay for performance these days. But this engine, it is really okay. It has less power to begin with, but the car doesn't weigh that much. It feels quicker than it does. And it is perfectly fine living around the city, getting groceries done, getting your chores done. You feel no need of more power than this. But obviously it is good to have a little more power under your foot. Whenever you put your foot down, you just take off the line. But for regular use cases, this is all you need. This is the in-house transmission developed by Kia and Hyundai, and it is called IVT. It is different to the CVTs. It is chain driven. It mimics the gear shifts really well. The steering is very direct. It is not sharp, but it has feedback to it. And it also weighs a little bit on the corners. And the chassis is also very well tuned because it feels well put together. On turning, you can definitely feel the whole car move around. So it's very engaging. Also, you have a sport mode. So the first thing you notice right away when putting the car in sport mode is the throttle response become very sharp. Also, the steering puts some weight on it. It also weighs up very naturally. On the corners, you know how much you have loaded those front tires up. It is not very precise, but there is something to it rather than just being numb like most of the manufacturers these days. So how does it feel driving around the city? For the most part, it is very quiet. There is decent amount of insulation in the cabin, and driving around city speeds, you're perfectly insulated from outside noises as well. On the highway speeds, there is a little bit of delay in the throttle response as any naturally aspirated engine with low power has. When you put your foot down, the engine is not that quiet. It shouts a lot. And the suspension as well, it has a lot of suspension travel. So it is not bottoming out even if you take a decent amount of hit on the road. This one has a torsion beam suspension in the rear. And for getting that multi-link suspension, you have to go all the way to the top trim, which is pricey. But most of the time, people won't even notice any difference between the suspension. It is very good. That's about the driving dynamics of the Forte. Let's see how it is inside. I really like the look of the steering wheel. When you get in the car, the first thing you see is the steering wheel. So it's nice that Kia did a good job with the steering wheel. Speaking about the interior, it is a compact sedan that costs around 25,000. So I don't really expect it to blow me away. I want it to be ergonomically useful, and it perfectly is. From the place where I am, everything is within arm's reach. You have buttons where you need buttons, and everything is readable, everything is usable. You have volume knob and you have AC controls that are knobs. Everything looks well put together and organized. Everything is easy to use, as it should be. The infotainment is quick, it is sharp. The black levels are also very good. You get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the materials in this cabin are not that great, but what I say is really well put together. And the seating position is also really good. The seats are really comfortable. These are cloth seats. They are really supportive and really comfortable. You have a lot of thigh support as well. And I have ample amount of cabin space in this as well. My feet are wide apart, and the pedal spacing is also good. And I have good visibility all around. It also have heated seats. Look at that, for a base model. The only gripe is it doesn't come with a heated steering wheel. You have to go a trim above to get the steering wheel. But hey, it's not nothing. You still get heated seats. Another impressive thing about this car is the fuel economy. It's the same with the Elantra as well. These cars give amazing fuel economy, being only gas powered. For the full tank, I got around 650 kilometers of range. That's pretty impressive. If you strip out the options like wireless charging, highway assist system, or blind spot monitoring, this base model Kia is very light on the wallet and easy to live with. Even if you choose the EX or EX Plus trim, it's still a good value option. It fulfills its task of being a good daily car while being fun to drive. So, in the rapidly shrinking compact sedan market, the Forte gives way to the newest contestant replacing it. But it crosses the finishing line with a smile on its face, proving it's still one of the best budget sedans of its class. Thanks for watching.